It has been 16 years, but it is as if not one day has gone by. We are again looking at the gathering of the loved ones, the officials, family members, relatives, and friends who, in a very personal way, are remembering those who were lost on this day 16 years ago. As you said, it is a very somber, solemn, and emotional ceremony, still filled with the pain of all that was lost. The names are being read of the 2,753 people who died. We've heard the very personal tributes from the sons and the daughters and the brothers to those who were killed in the World Trade Center towers. There will be, as always, 4 moments of silence. We've already had 2. Tomorrow, when both planes hit Tower 1 and Tower 2, as well as later this morning when both towers fell. Let's take a moment to observe the first moment of silence that happened a few moments ago at 8:46 this morning. It is a very real remembrance of what happened here, as well as the continuing threat of radical Islamic terrorism that attacked our nation and brought these towers down, striking at the very heart of the American spirit. Earlier this morning, we interviewed the New York City Police Commissioner James O'Neill, who says, yes, the city is safer because of the precautions that have been taken because of this day. And what happened is a reminder to us every day.
And it just brings you right back to September 11, 2001, and just, you know, how it changed the world. It changed the city, it changed the nation, but it changed the world. And today's important for a number of reasons. It's important for everybody to remember. It's also a reminder for us that we have to continue to be vigilant.
And with the attacks that we've seen around the world and the attempts, 22 terrorist attempts and plots that have been broken up here in New York City since 2001, it is a reminder not only of what we lost on this day 16 years ago, but also of the threat that still exists. John?
And sad to say, Eric, many of the families of victims of this attack have still not really had the satisfaction of a burial. They are still identifying the remains of the victims.
That's true. An astounding 40% still have not been identified, but that effort to identify them has continued. In fact, just last month, the latest victim, a male who, because of his family privacy, decided not to be named publicly, he was identified. We went to the medical examiner's office here in New York City, which is continuing new DNA analysis of these remains that they find. We talked with Dr. Mark Desire, who is the assistant director in charge of the office, who described the DNA work that is so important and continues on a very special mission.
As a forensic scientist, you're trained to be impartial and unbiased, not become emotionally or personally involved. With World Trade Center, I actually bring the scientists that work on the remains to meet the families and to show the scientists that the families, you know, they support us and they still want us to continue with this kind of work.
Yeah, they are doing very special and important work over there. And then, of course, there are all those who have been sickened and died. The World Trade Health Center program has registered 37,000 first responders, volunteers, and others. They've suffered from cancers, various diseases. There's a marvelous program. 1,000 or so first responders and others so far have died from the effects of the toxic fumes and the dust here in the World Trade Center back on September 11th. That is a very special effort, John, that continues.
It is a day that will always be seared into our memories. Tell us about your recollections from that day, Eric.
Yeah, we were on the air together, as you recall, John. I was walking to work here at Fox News when the first plane, the American Airlines plane flown by Mohammed Atta, flew over my head. He was very low, it was very loud on Fifth Avenue when I looked up, and he was crabbing kind of to the right as he made a right turn, heading right toward the World Trade Center, and we went on the air together that morning. What has made me so angry as a New Yorker, as an American all these years, is that this was not the first radical Islamic terrorist attack on our country. The first was November 5th, 1990, the assassination of Meir Kahane by El Sayed Nosair. Then there was the bombing of the World Trade Center in 1993, and sadly to say, it is something that we still face today and will continue to do so.